What happens when you're rebuilding your buildings with steel framework and a tidal wave comes along? You have no home. And now you have no life. It's just stuff like that that happens. That's just an example, okay? I can give you more. Since I've been on campus, I'm pretty sure that I haven't gone a single day without feeling like I'm on an acid trip. Which is an achievement because I've never done drugs. Let me give you a little specifics on what I mean. My first week here, walking down Campus Drive, I got an email about an organization that was doing some fundraising. I know the importance of fundraising. I've been there, done that. And they were fundraising to raise money to help animals that had been maimed or had an incurable disease in the pound and were going to be put down. So I thought, that's a good cause. I'll go to that, maybe, take a look and maybe support that a bit. So I go. Now, I know they meant well. I know they did, but they tried too hard. This group, in their infinite wisdom, decided that a mascot would be a great thing to promote their booth. So they actually acquired one of these poor animals from the pound and had it, sitting by their booth. Gesundheit. What? It was a three-legged... You okay? Are you okay? Alright. It was a three-legged dog. Yep, a three-legged dog. And the poor dog was laying on the ground because certainly it couldn't stand all day while people walked and gawked at it. They brought a three-legged dog, the poor puppy. If I were the dog, I would have bit it and run away. But, I'm not a dog. The dog's name, I couldn't tell you, wasn't Lucky. But that wasn't the worst part. That wasn't even the part that made this an acid trip. The reason that I felt that I had lost a grip on reality was because one of the group members was, the guy who, this guy who's always at every event, who's calling out to people. He's got a big voice. He's real proud of himself. Well, this guy, he was calling out to people, and he got our attention, but not because of his voice. The man was wearing a penguin suit. That's the joke. There was a big penguin standing in the grass in September calling out to people. Wouldn't some of you think, wow, what's going on when you saw some of that? I guess not. Okay, fine. Alright, well then tell me that you've never had this happen to you before. You've been walking along. I was just walking along this morning down Campus Drive, and this guy, he sees me, he's walking up to me, he's like, hey, what's up? And he stops me to talk to me. He's like, hey man, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing great, loving the snow. It's the season to be jolly. I gotta go to class, I'll see you later. He's like, alright, bye. I had no idea who he was. Has that ever happened to you? That happens to me all the time. It just gets stupider and stupider. It's so ridiculous. I have to tell this. In my hometown of Racine, which is just a great place, by the way. I don't know why anyone would go there, but in my hometown of Racine, I was driving along with my buddy last year. We were stopped at an intersection, and merely by the grace of God, we were both watching the cross traffic when a bus went by, and it was painted pure white on the side, and it said, rent for $9.99. Rent what? The bus? I could tell you, if I could rent a bus for $9.99, do you know how happy I would be? There's no more need for carpooling, no need to worry about gas. I could pick all my friends up in my big-ass bus and just drive around town. I would do it for the fun of it. Rent a bus. Rent a bus, that's what it's called. Me and my friends have named it Rent a Bus, and as soon as we find it, we'll be renting it, and we will be taking all of you for joyrides who don't believe me. It just gets it just gets a little hard after a while to write comedy, and that's why they only gave me 10 minutes. So, I mean, before I close out, I'll just tell you why it's hard. I'm not going to say it's hard to write comedy and walk off. It'd be stupid. You see stuff in the paper all the time. Like, I read the paper. Most of you on the internet or whatever the thing you do, Facebook or whatever. I read. By the by, my little Facebook thing. Facebook. How many of you have a Facebook? The shame. The shame you should all feel. I'm just kidding, me too. Facebook, it's become an addiction, really. A lot of like MySpace was a while ago, except that MySpace died really quick. Facebook seems to be going on, and all of you know what I'm talking about, because you all spend more than a few hours a day checking your Facebook. I don't think Facebook should be called Facebook anymore. I think it should be called FaceItYouHaveNoLife.com. Bumper stickers. You know what bumper stickers is? Initial to BS. That's what that is. Flair. That's BS on buttons. Thank you. That was the correct length of the laugh. I get my news from wherever I can to write my comedy. But, you know, it's just, I mean, you look at this stuff and you're like, I could make that really funny. But I'm going to offend a lot of people. I don't think they got that because you were talking. Okay. Oh, she did it. Right. Real good. No. I don't want to know. I only got 10 minutes up here for crying out loud. And then I gotta go again. Gosh. Gosh darn it. Okay, no one else thought that was funny, otherwise I'd end it right there, okay? Alright. It's really hard to write comedy because you look at this and you go, I'd like to make that funny. And I could make that funny, but I can't because I'll offend someone. I'd like to get up here and do jokes for you about religion, but that's a real no-no. Because wars and crusades happen because of religion debates, and I don't want to start that because my manager will fire me. Or can I fire my manager? Anyway, you can't do sexist jokes. That would be bad. I had some. I'm not going to do it because girls throw shoes. And guys, well, we're the sex that crush cans with our heads for fun. And I don't want to make any of them angry either, so I'm not going to do those. You can't do sports. That's just stupid. I don't want to talk about sports on stage. I hate sports. I'm a performer, crying out loud. I don't do sports. I don't even look like a sports person. Race. Here's why you can't do racist jokes. Now, I personally love them. But, I mean, if you do one racist joke, you have to have one for every race. It's kind of like, you know, if you're going to color with crayons, you better have every color, like in those 128 boxes. And I don't have that many different color jokes, so I have to skip over the racism. The government, that's my favorite one, but I only do that when, like, no one official's around, so keep that on the DL. Here's, you know, I guess I'll just say my little spiel about government. The Iraq War. I don't mean to offend anybody. Well, I do because I'm up here, but just pretend, you know. the Iraq War. So there was no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So they turned out to be in Iran. So our CIA doesn't know the difference between an N and a Q. Big deal, right? Just a minor thing, just a little tiny thing. But, despite all that, we have a persistent amount of stupid people here at Carthage who have banded together and joined a group devoted to righting this mess. And we are proud to perform for you. With that said, have a good night.